Megara. Adam was chasing after Jadis, tumbling through the sky. He could practically hear her silent laughter ahead of him. They were patrolling the easternmost border of Jadis's territory, where it met with the path that led to the holdings on the very edge of the shifting expanse. It was a well-used road, popular with the more honest Ridgeback personalities who traded desert treasures for seafood. However, none of these large, fearsome species of dragon had been seen along the beaten track today. Up ahead of the tundra, the clan leader came to a sudden stop. I can hear something. Birds or a traveling Ridgeback? Adam suggested helpfully. There was a hesitation before Jadis's response, as she strained to listen more closely. No, I don't think so. Then Adam could hear it, a high-pitched keen of distress. Jadis tossed him a look of alarm before flying off farther into the forest in a hurry. Adam followed with haste. The pair flew for an agonizing moment before coming to a shuddering stop in front of a shocking scene. Oh, my word, Jadis said in a breathless tone. A gorgeous fiery fae lay in a pool of blood at the base of a tree. It appeared as if she had been bitten by something much larger and flung against the trunk with a huge amount of force. Is she alive? Adam approached the wounded dragon tentatively. If she was, the dragon was barely hanging on. When they drew close enough to tell, they could see her side rising and falling. Jadis let out a visible sigh of relief. We still have time to save her. Can you carry her? Adam nodded, trying to assess which of the fae's many wounds were the most mortal. He wouldn't allow her to bleed out before reaching assistance. Very carefully, he slid the fae onto his back. If only Heliopa was here. She could make this transport so much easier. Quickly, Jadis urged. No time for chit-chat. They took off, with Jadis lagging behind to pick this plant or that root known for their healing properties. She was not a healer by nature or training, but knew enough to somewhat aid this quickly deteriorating dragon. They landed in the mouth of the caves, both thundering for Heliopa in telepathic connection and roars. Instead of coming from the direction of her quarters as they had expected, she came streaking out of the forest, looking panicked. I saw this injured dragon, and we're going to have to move quickly if we're going to... Oh! Heliopa's face rearranged itself from anxiety to determined composure. Adam, move her to my quarters and put her down gently. I'm right behind you. Jadis, bring those herbs. Tense hours followed as Heliopa worked non-stop to save the large fae. Eventually, she stopped and leaned into Adam's foreleg in exhaustion. Well, Jadis's tone demanded updates. I've done all I can. Now we just have to wait and see if she pulls through, Heliopa whispered, not having the energy to raise her voice. Go to bed. I'll see you two in the morning. Adam pressed against her in a comforting gesture for a moment longer before both departed. It was a long, sleepless night for the keeper. In those quiet night hours when it was almost pitch black, Heliopa almost felt as if she was conversing with the dragon's soul. She found herself muttering prayers and promises over her body, like some sort of vigil. And when it neared dawn, Heliopa unwillingly relented to the heavy curtains of sleep. It was only a few hours later when she was awoken by Jadis's soothing monotone. You have a visitor. After a few disorienting seconds, Heliopa gained her bearings enough to stand. May the angels watch over her while we meet this guest. Jadis hummed an assent, but her expression was impatient, and the warrior keeper-leader pair moved back into the main cavern. A blue-eyed woman with a mischievous expression, accompanied by a nocturne and a baby imperial, stood just inside the mouth. Her mood quickly morphed into something close to muted shock as she took in Heliopa's dirty, bloody gown. How on earth do you manage dragons in a skerrit? Heliopa bit back a sour reply, trying not to let her overtiredness spill into outright ugliness. And who are you? The woman shook her head slightly as if remembering something. She gave a brilliant smile before sauntering over to shake Heliopa's hand. The name's Megara, and I'm part of the Keep-Bearers Guild. We welcome new Keep-Bearers and prepare them for their journeys ahead. I run a clan in the Viridian Labyrinth, and though this is a little out of my way, I couldn't resist seeing and welcoming a Skyfall Keep-Bearer. She let out an excited squeal before dropping her voice to a conspiratorial tone. That doesn't happen very often, you know. You're quite special. All Heliopa could do was blink before Megara continued on. On to the gifts, then. Now, I wasn't sure if you were going to need an updated outfit, but after seeing you, well, you need it. A parcel of clothing was thrown at the keeper before her mouth began to move again. And I'll be giving you a transporter, too. It takes too long to travel to towns and cities any other way, and you need some more food and supplies. The bubbly woman moved forward to hand her a small cell phone-like apparatus. One more thing. I'd suggest using this. Megara moved forward to place a small saffron-colored stone in Heliopa's already full hands. It's a size charm to help a multi-species layered dragons appear about the same size. Now I need to speak to the clan leader. I would be she. Jadis broadcasted the message, a hint of amusement evident. Megara turned serious. Daughter of the Tide, I have brought a fearsome fighter to join your clan. She is a talented warrior who was born from the lightning domain, who has long searched for a home of this high esteem in Caliber. If you will have her, she will be yours. I would be delighted. What is your name? I am Aaliyah. The Nocturne's telepathic voice was strong and proud, and possessed an edge of coolness that brushed against Heliopa's mind with a prickling of ice. And where does the Imperial hail from? Jadis questioned. I found him outside, curled up next to a rock. He seems a little young to be roaming around like that, but this little guy seems quite interested in your clan. He doesn't have a name, though. Megara clucked sympathetically. Very well. I will call you Lyase. Welcome, Jadis said warmly. Thank you. Heliopa directed this comment at Megara, her tone overflowing with gratitude. No problem, she said. Welcome to Sarnath and the Guild. Before you leave, could I have your assistance? We found an injured dragon last evening, and I wanted to know what else we could do to ensure her survival. Megara nodded. Lead the way. Is that why your skirt is so bloody? Upon reaching the Fae, Megara's energetic nature subdued itself. The more experienced keeper immediately set to work, occasionally calling for this herb or that poultice. After another several hours, she stood up. There we go. Heliopa was quickly warming up to this vivacious human. I love you. She meant it. Megara let out a laugh. Thank you for letting me overstay my welcome. I really must be going now. I understand. Please stay in touch, Heliopa said. I'm glad to have made your acquaintance. All in a day's work. Good luck with the Fae. And with that, Megara departed, but not for long. The energetic, mischievous creature had done enough to worm her way into the clan's most inner circles. Now, on to the update. Escape. Okay, so sorry to say that. I know I messed this one. Save. Yeah, okay. There we go. Alright. So I'm so sorry about my little slips up there. Of course, I came down with strep throat this weekend, and it's just been sort of crazy, and there were some things that malfunctioned, and yeah, anyhow. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. It was a little bit longer than my normal episodes, which is always a fun thing. I ended up, basing that character off of my first friend on Flight Rising, though her accent's a lot more annoying than I'm sure hers is. Her name is Raksha, and she is a nature clan. And I don't know if she's been on that recently because she's had some things going on in real life, but a lot of my dragons come from her lair, and she has some of my dragons in her lair as gifts and all of that. Like, let's see. Lara on the second page is actually a dragon from her lair, even though it is not Salofa's granddaughter, as I was thinking, but Shelly's granddaughter. Who knew? Cyril's from her lair as well. I think I have like one more that's from her lair. But I have a lot of new dragons to show off, besides, I don't know if I've showed off Fiona and Perrin yet, but I will probably just gloss over them pretty quickly. Yeah, so Fiona and Perrin's on the next page were two that I picked up a while ago. I just wanted some new babies in my lair, and there I have them. Perrin, and you saw Fiona on the last page. On this page, I do have Coron and Avalon. Avalon was a gift from my sister, and we did an apparel and dragon swap, and the one that she ended up with through this one, I don't remember exactly. I'd have to go check. And then, I wish I hadn't gone back to the first page. I picked up Coron, and Coron was so expensive. Oh my gosh, because of the Jupiter and Saturn genes, which are the newest released genes, which I talked about in my last update. And so I color scrolled him, so that's how he ended up. And then he cost like another additional 20,000 on top of that, so that was a lot for me. Tila Nuka is one of my newer dragons. I picked her up from Flow Through 12's lair because I wanted the hypnotic gene. And now the only genes I'm missing from my lair are Ripple and Paint. So that's all I have left before I can just buy dragons left and right again. And I'm trying to get at least one person representing every gene in my lair. Another dragon that's new is Aventurine. She actually just grew up. I've had her for a little under a week. Yeah, and I've been writing this to keep my memory fresh on when I go back and write all their descriptions. And I had like only 2 to write like a week ago, and now that I bought like a ton of dragons and gotten a ton of dragons, I have to maybe 5 or 6 to write. I'm also participating in the item description contest, item caption contest, which was posted in the last community update, so that sounds really fun. I did hatch dragons today, but they sold before I managed to make this update, so that was a little bummer. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to really quickly cover. Oh, right, layer expansion. I expanded my layer since you guys last saw. I'm now a venerable layer instead of a mighty layer, I believe. I'm not so fond of the Leviathan trench decoration. I like Fishbine Reefs the best, so I'm not going to change my lore to update that. That's going to stay the way it is. And also, I moved the link for the FR videos right here, so you don't have to scroll as far. Though, everything else is below that. The breeding policy is below that, and my interclan wins, which is something else that sort of I just do with another one of my friends. So if you guys ever wanted to breed with one of my dragons, this is where you come to find that. You can also just send the same thing through the crossroads with the dragon. I have breeding costs on all of my dragons except for the newer ones. So I'm not saying just bombard me with requests. I'm not sure even most of my viewers have their Rising accounts, but yeah. If you ever wanted to do that, it's there. And it also says down here, and I have the headings and all that. So, yeah, that's a good covering thing. I'm losing my voice, so I'm gonna probably go. I have to go finish my laundry, too. So, I will try to get you guys a video next week. I'm sorry I didn't get one last week. I was just sort of crazy. Had to prepare for a counseling camp. I will see you guys next week, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye!